Alright, I just have to share this because it's slicker than snot on a doorknob. So, I have, in anticipation of using a head tracker with, FPV goggles to control pan and tilt on a gimbal that's on a ground vehicle, be it rock crawler, which is my goal or my intent, or something else, i.e. a battle tank. Who knows what the future holds. The head tracker solution I implemented uses a Nano BLE Sense 2, Rev 2, which is a single board Arduino single board computer, and on it has an accelerometer, gyros. It's basically a mini IMU, and that's how it's able to be used on a set of goggles as a head tracker. Communicating from the goggles to the transmitter, so the transmitter can tell the gimbal on the platform how to slew. Setting up the transmitter can be done in a number of manners. For me, the easiest was to install a second BLE Sense Rev 2 in the controller and have the two of them talk together wirelessly. That way I don't have to have wires from my goggles to this to provide information to be sent. The benefit of that is this also now has a gyro in it. And I got to thinking today, I wonder, ... And lo and behold, if I arm this, and if you recall, the headlights are off or are dim when it's in quote-unquote neutral or reverse, and then they come on when you start to creep the throttle forward. So what I have implemented is gesture based. I'm not using the steering wheel for this, and I'm not using the throttle for control. It's basically moving the controller, and the gyro that's inside the controller can be used as another mix source on the remote. Oops. To facilitate this. So, I'm still experimenting. The neat thing about the mixers is that, for example, the throttle, I've got pitch coming in and I'm weighting that at 65%. And then the throttle, I'm weighting at 100%. The mixer channel, currently, I am disarmed because I may be fucking with this here. You can choose to add your one source to another source and either sum or subtract depending on the directions and all that jazz. You can multiply one source by another source, which I think has real drastic implications if being used for throttle. Or you can choose to replace the throttle with the pitch. In this case, I've chose to merely add. And I'm thinking, let me arm this. Let me take off for steering, take off the requirement to arm. Edit. We'll zero this switch out. There. I have a gesture, and it's set at 200. I'm actually going to bump that up to 300 to see if I can get the steering to be a little more responsive so I don't have to rotate my arm all over the place. Oh, I'm recording and I'm yawning. Surprise, surprise. Oops, shit. 300, let's try that. Yeah, that's more better, I think. So,
you're not armed.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here's where disabling the motors comes into play.
Engine active. Engine off. Throttle active.
Oh, it doesn't. So my point, what I was trying to illustrate here, was that I can supplement steering with gesture input. So let's say I want to go to the right. I can actually steer with the stick and have the gesture input to supplement. I think it's pretty freaking cool. There you go. I'll talk to you later.